What's up, man? It's Lies on Plug. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about Black history, and it's one of those topics that people, they don't like to talk about because with so-called Black folks, when you think about Black history, you think about a celebration of history of so-called Black folks, right? But what if I was to tell you that most of the history was made up on purpose by the elites to push their agenda? Now that's gonna be a shocker to most people when they hear that, because they purposely push that celebration of Black history when really in reality all that was created by them. And it's gonna expose that in this video. It's gonna expose it by Gematria. If you don't know what Gematria is, it's turning letters to numbers, and this is like one of the things that the elites use to decode certain things, do certain rituals. And it's gonna expose it in this video, so it's gonna be like an hour and a half long, but it's really going to break all of that down. This is what it's going to do. It's going to tie into the next video I'm going to drop, where I'm going to talk about the KKK and show you, old videos of the KKK talking about these Black political parties being paid for by the Jews. So it's going to be really interesting. So that's why I want to show you this video first. That way you can understand like how they run the game, and that way when the next video comes, it's going to tie into that. But since I've been back, my main focus is going to be focusing on escaping the matrix. Escaping some of the things that have been pushed on our people. That's my main thing for these last couple of videos. I'm trying to show you how life really works, how they play games with us. And like I said, once you understand that life is all is a big stage, it's a big play, and we part of it, you're going to understand how life really works. And it's really sad when you sit down and think about it. These people, they be playing games with us. It's all about our minds. Once they have our mind, then they can control us. But yeah, it's about an hour and a half video, so go ahead and sit back. And like I said, if you guys don't want to watch it straight through, just watch it 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day till you've completed. But this ties into the last video I dropped, where I talk about the elites. And I showed you guys in that last video how they control everything around the world and who these people were. So let's go ahead and jump to the video, and hope you guys enjoy it. So let's go ahead. And this video was not recorded by me. It was done by a guy named Call Me Ken folks. But what I did, I combined three of his videos he did because it's good. And it's going to tie into the next video and the last video I dropped. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Yes, sir. Now, today, we gonna talk about Miss Rosa. Miss Rosa, too. Now, I want to take this month that we have been given, right? They call it Black History Month, right? The month that we are supposed to be celebrating our spoon-fed history, right? So we're gonna dive in on these events and really uncover why they want us to focus on these individuals.
And pay attention, because in Black History Month, they always want to tell you about Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther. Those are three main characters that they love to push to our people. Black History Month. Only these three characters. When there was so many so-called Black people with that invented a lot of these different things that we use today, they don't talk about them, but they always pushing these main three characters. Why is that? We're gonna see. Watch this.
Our Black history, as if our Black history does not go farther than these specific individuals.
Just like exactly what I just said.
Let's peel the curtain back and let's see why these are the people.
These are
that
characters
they want you to look at, right? Now, first, we have to talk about why we have been given such a month called Black History. And let's just dive in on the words.
And the thing with Gematria, what exposes it, when you turn letters to numbers, and then they code, these elites code certain things. So for instance, as you can see, Black person, when you put that in numerical form, that number is 181. Black history equals 181. So with Gematria, what they do, they code certain things, and that way they shape it and they try to present it for you can decode it. So with Gematria, you're gonna see a lot of the same numbers being repeated on purpose, and there's no such thing as coincidental. These people use these certain words, use certain people to have everything synced up for their ritual. Because all these Jewish people and all the elites, they run off of rituals. So for this, let me give you examples. For instance, let's say the person's name was Mike Brown. Let's say for instance that when you turn his name into numbers, that number equals 42. Like just like nigger equals 42. Mike Brown might have been born 42 days after that certain event took place. So it'd be certain things like that these that Gematria exposing it. So that's how it really works. So let's go ahead and get into it.
That we have been given. See, this is why I don't even want to refer myself as a black person.
Could you call yourself a nigger?
In itself, because when we look at each other, we are a shade of brown.
But they want us to use that black term, right? Why is that?
If we break down the letters in these words, man, black person, black history, we get the number 181 in the English language in reverse. Now, 181 happens to be the 42nd prime number.
And nigger equals 42.
We all know that prominent word that's been used our whole history.
So you see, black person, black history, nigger, all that syncs together. Are you seeing it? So this is how the elites, they code certain things in history and they do these rituals. This is how they do it.
To control.
So when you call yourself a black person, you really call yourself a nigger. Man, I'm telling you.
Right? To mock us.
It's a mockery.
The N word equals 42 as well. And it's written all over our black history. And it's been written over all of these characters that they have also given us. Barack Hussein Obama II, if we take his full fake name that he was given.
See, that's why I'm saying this, all these are characters. It's not even his real name. So you can't say, oh, it's just a coincidental that his name equals up to the word nigger. Because it's not even his real name. These are characters that they present to us. And these characters are singing with the word nigger. It's mockery, man. See, these people are mocking us. Hope you guys seeing this.
We also get 181. Remember, this was the first black president.
And that's a lot. Cause I showed y'all in my last video where I talk about all the so-called black folks that he tried to hit in history. When I showed you Abraham Lincoln said in his own autobiography that he was a black person. So it's time out for the games. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, to wake up out of the matrix. It's time out for the games.
And the N-word was lingering over his head as well. Little did we know. This is why they give you these people. This is why they hand...
And when Obama... I'm tripping. Wasn't he the 42nd president? Maybe I'm tripping. But I'm gonna look this up after I get done with this video. Because if he's the 42nd president, I'm telling you, it's all syncing up to what we're trying to tell you guys. This is a race ritual that these elites do. So his name syncs up with the word nigger. He's the 42nd president. When nigger equals 42, come on, man. Are y'all seeing it?
These individuals.
I could have swear Obama might be the 42nd president. So I'm gonna look it up after I get done with this video.
They want you to be full off of these people. When all they're here to do is serve agendas, and that's it.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Civil rights leader
equals 181. Come on, man.
Equals 181 as well. Once again, the 42nd prime number.
Come on. You see that 181 again? See, this how Gematria works.
Leaders as well. As we're going to take the time. Oh yeah, best believe the highly requested videos are coming this month on these said individuals.
All sell out puppets, man. These are people our ancestors were worshiping. Equals 42.
Known in the civil rights movement. His first name that it was changed to.
I'm telling you, all characters, man.
A lot of these people that you're gonna see in this history, in this
Black
Black history,
real names.
this month of February, a lot of these people's names were changed. They were not born with these names.
Come on, man. And y'all say this all is y'all want to say this all coincidental? That his name, it's not his real name. Equals 42. Nigger equals 42. Slavery equals 42. Come on, are y'all seeing how they what these elites do? They're doing off certain numbers, certain rituals to get certain energy from us. That's how the game works.
Man was born Michael King, later changed to Martin Luther King.
Are you telling me this is all coincidental?
All of these things are happening for a reason, all by the numerology.
All by numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Mockery.
Man do.
All they're doing is giving you fake situations and creating real trauma,
on the people,
real stress, real issues, real division.
Man,
what do you know? The show Martin, where he lived in apartment 42.
Apartment nigger.
Just to remind you
that he's a nigga.
Well, you didn't even know at the time. It went right over all our heads as a kid.
That's how long they be doing this type of stuff.
These are the things that was in front of us the whole time.
Shame.
The other character that he played, Shanae,
equals to 42.
42 as well.
Equal nigger. Y'all see?
Not to mention that the show took place in Detroit, which is located on the 42nd parallel. Now, let's talk about Rosa Parks, who was born on the 4th of February, 4/2, in the city of Tuskegee, which also equals 42. Let's dive in on her situation now. Let's dive in on how the N-word was rooted in her whole situation as well.
Y'all telling me this is coincidental.
Let's talk about how she refused to give up her seat to a white man on the bus when bus equals 42 and white man equals 42 as well. These are interesting coincidences. Now, what's so crazy, if we take the day that Rosa Parks was born and the day that she refused to give up her seat, she was 42 years
Come on, man.
and 42 weeks old.
And you tell me this is coincidental?
Come on, man.
This is coincidence. Come on.
Come on, man. These are plants
Agents
that they're giving you. These are actors acting out their script.
And remember, I told you that the reason why they put these certain people in position, because the whole thing they was trying to do was trying to make it seem like it was a race war going on back then. This is the reason why they did this. They want to make it seem like it was a race war going on, and the whole thing was to push integration with all these different colonizers. This was what it really was about. Because I've been showing you from the beginning of my channel, when everything was segregated, our people was flourishing. But as soon as our people start integrating with these foreigners and colonizers, it lost everything. You had these certain people put in certain position to trick you and to make you think, oh, we need to integrate with them. We need to have the same rights as these folks when we already had it anyway. When it was segregated, we had the same rights that these individuals did anyway. So this is the reason why they do these certain events. And you have Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X puts their whole Pan-Africanism. All these people are plants. And I got another video coming up, maybe 3, 4 or more videos later out of this video, where I'm going to show you how back in the 1900s, that it was a whole African movement that was pushing to try to get our people to think we was from Africa. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But they do certain things like this, and it's all planned to control our minds. That's what they was trying to do.
These are Boule members, Eastern Stars,
secret societies
that have agreed to play out these roles to create this trauma in the community.
And it's a shame. All our people.
Situations, real trauma. Rosa Parks also died in the city of Detroit, which once again is located on the 42nd parallel. So the 42 was written all over her character as well, as she died on the 24th, which is the reflection
of 42
of the number 42. But come on.
It's crazy, man.
Even breaking down that day, once again, that she refused to give up her seat on that bus. December 1st, 1955. Breaking that down, we get 24 once again, the reflection of 42.
Come on.
And even look at this picture that was captured of Rosa Parks getting on a bus. I don't know if this was the same day that she refused, but for some reason, they just happened to take a picture of this lady. You know, we don't know who she is at this point. But
yeah, it's weird in it. This picture is staged.
The front of the bus so you can see the number 20.
And notice how she's the first one. Nobody knew who Rosa Parks was before this incident. And notice how she's the first one on the bus and they're taking the picture. Come on, man. It's on the stage, man. Come on. Look at this guy right here in the back with the hat. This guy right, I can't do my mouse on it. But if you take a look from Rosa Parks and there's three people behind her. Look at the three people behind her. Look at that white man with the hat. And he looks like he's doing that secret society, that secret society hand signal. That's a Masonic hand gesture when they put their hand like that through their shirt. And look what he's doing. Come on, he's on his stage.
4, right in the front. Interesting. Right, like I said, she died. She proceeded to pass away on the 24th of October. Right? Once again, more mockery. The days that was left in the year on December 1st, that day, it left 30 days remaining, where we know that the N-word and slavery equal 30. They also
and look, the 42-year-old Rosa Parks. So you see how they code certain things. So what it's really telling you, the nigger Rosa Parks. See how they code these different things. 42. That's that 42 years old Rosa Parks. And we just saw that all her characters was linking up with that number 42, which equals nigger. Come on.
42, as Rosa Parks was 42 years old.
Gematria is different.
So you got
different,
that 30 and that 42.
It's productions. You got reverse productions, different ways you can do it.
Events don't just sync up like this. This isn't a work of a simulation right here.
Mm-hmm.
So what? The simulation is racist? The creator of the simulation got to be a racist then, if that's the case.
But no, talking about water.
Not this one right here. Nah, this was done by men.
Mm-hmm.
Sinister men, right? Because if we break down, once again, that day, December 1st, 1955, we get 87 date numerology. When slavery equals 87.
Stuff like this in real life. These are planned events.
87 also equals that 30 and that 42. So this whole situation happened on this specific day for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It's all planned events.
Now,
this is a puppet Obama.
Occurred in the state of Alabama on 13-date numerology, when Alabama equals 13 in full reduction, right? December 1st. 12 plus 1 equals 13. And we should have already knew when Barack Obama was seen depicting the same event. He got the same numerology as Rosa Parks do. He got the same 42. This is what they was really doing.
Mm-hmm. Hope y'all seen it.
See, they was trying to make it seem like, oh, look at Obama getting tapped into the history.
Man, double
what
sided.
they was really doing, they was putting him. They was telling you he was the same type of figure. He was the same type of character.
It's a deeper meaning.
But come on, right? Even Rosa Parks was born in the year 13 in Alabama, which Alabama equals 13. So everything about these people are given a fake birthday. They're given a fake name. Once again, her real name was not Rosa Parks. It was Rosa.
Come on, y'all seeing this, man? I can't make this up. Why all these people got fake names, and they're all picking up these same numbers? Come on, man. Oh, give me a second. Let me get my phone. Give me a second, y'all. But yeah, why are them same folks have fake names? What person have you ever met in your life, friends, family, that changed their names like this? Come on, man, these are all puppets. You can't say, oh, it's all coincidental. No, it's not. Because not these names, not these real people names. So what's going on here, man? It's all games. All games.
People get their name changed.
Mm-hmm. Just to fit the agenda.
All
the ritual.
To play the role. Now, Rosa Parks, and this is why it gets changed, because she passed away 37 weeks after her birthday in Detroit. Where Detroit equals 37, and what do you know? Rosa Parks equals 37.
Come on, man. But it's all coincidentals. It's just conspiracy.
Even the person that she clashed with, that she had this tension with, right? That bus driver, James Blake. What's so interesting about his name also syncs up with the Society of Jesus.
Secret Society.
So once again, they numerology is always lingering in the background of these situations. These fake plays. And now we see who's running the plays. This who got the playbook.
This is how they do it.
Right? Rosa refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus in the year 55. When Rosa equals 55, Montgomery equals 55, and black people equals 55. This was nothing but a race ritual to raise the tension in the country.
They want to control the mind.
To the black mind that was watching these type of things. Because you got to understand.
That's all it was about.
Our parents, our grandfathers, our grandmothers was watching this situation. And what this did to the human mind back then, especially
your
the
ancestors,
black mind, it reinforced the inferiority. Did I say that right? It enforced that the black people were inferior.
If you look at Rosa, you can tell. You can look at her skin complexion and tell she probably got some white genealogy. But soon as if you have like white people in your family, they all might give you that black race. They'll say, "Oh, you black." But if a white person has some black people in their blood, they classify as white. See how the games work?
That's what it did, and people are still carrying that even today, carrying that same mindset. Mission complete. And it was these type of people that knew this, and they willingly took part in these rituals to do that. All for monetary gain. All for the sisterhood. All for the brotherhood.
Secret societies.
Us out, people.
And see, that's why they gotta get so-called black people to do this type of stuff. Oh, the black folks, they're not gonna respect their own people. So that's why they put these certain people in positions to do these type of stuff. I'm telling you, it's all about the mind. They're trying to control your mind. That's all it was been about.
The black been sold us out. Now, what's so interesting, right, with that Rosa equaling 55 and Montgomery equals 55, black people equals 55. Martin Luther King died when Rosa was 55 years old. All these people are connected.
Come on, man. You cannot make this up.
Martin Luther King
Come
died when Rosa was 55 years old.
But it's all coincidental.
All these characters
Conspiracies.
Right? Rosa Parks in Montgomery, that location where she refused to give up her seat on that bus. This is why her name was changed to Rosa Parks.
Mm-hmm.
All for the ritual.
Hope you guys seeing it.
Martin Luther King, this is when we start seeing his face in history. During the civil rights movement from 1955, this is when he sprouted out the ground. Until his assassination 13 years later. Funny, right? 13. But come on. Let's dive in a little bit. Just a little bit. Because at the time that Rosa Parks
And Michael's his real name.
denied giving up her seat, Michael King Jr.
Come on, man.
was 322 months old. Another skull and bones ritual. I told you, all of these people are connected.
Mm-hmm.
All of
32,
them.
that's Skull and Bones, Secret Society.
Once I get to Martin Luther King, boy, I'm going to tear his ass up. But come on. Right? Just like Skull and Bones.
Secret Societies.
Now,
And why you see, look, a black person equals 116. African American equals 116. See, now, do you understand why they come up with these terms? Are you seeing it? It's all rituals.
once again, if we take Martin Luther
And
King's
Gematria, the
birthday
zero doesn't count.
to
It's
the
voided.
day that
So
Rosa
you don't count. You
Parks
never count the zero in
gave up her
Gematria.
seat, or excuse me,
So
she
it's
refused to
116
give up her
instead
seat,
of
right?
the zero
On
in it.
December 1st. That was 10 months and 16 days after Martin Luther King's birthday.
So 116, black person 116,
equals 116,
African American.
African American equals 116.
That's why I'm trying to give you these certain
You
terms.
see how these numbers, these rituals are all connected to black person, African American,
Mhm.
black history,
Nigga.
N-word, slavery. You see how all these words, all these type of words are connected in these rituals. Why is that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but
These
it's
are
all
the questions we
coincidental.
have to ask,
Conspiracy.
right? Now, once again, the day that she refused was 1
Come
month and
on.
14 days before Martin Luther King Jr.'s upcoming birthday, when history
All these
equals
coincidentals.
114. And
Come
this
on.
is, in fact, history. We will forever remember these characters. We will forever speak about these people when we think about black history. So, yes,
And it sold us out.
It is.
But you celebrate these
history.
people. Happy Black History
114
Month. Happy Black History
and
Month.
Martin Luther King Jr.
So they got you celebrating your downfall of your people. This is how evil these joints work. This is how these games work. They want to make you think it's all good, but in reality, it's bad for us. But Happy Black History Month. Come on.
Year also equals 114. And once again, this event happened 1 month and 14 days before Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
And you're
that
telling me
next
this is
year.
coincidental.
And this event is what brought him to the scene by the numbers. Right? Now,
Come on, you can't make this up.
also,
So is the simulation racist? And so is the creator racist? What's going on here? Cause why every time we look around, we see these numbers pop up, all I had to do with racism. So you tell me the simulation is racist or the creator is racist? What's going on here? Now it's these people doing this type of stuff. These elites, these puppets, they doing this type of stuff. The numbers don't lie, man do.
once again, this whole bus situation with
Mhm.
Rosa Parks.
And all the characters are sinking
If
together.
we take that situation to Martin Luther King's birthday, we have 6 weeks and 3 days.
You cannot make this
Just
stuff up.
45 days.
The numbers
Just
don't
like
lie. Man
racism
do.
Equals 63 and 45. What's the odds of that?
Come on.
You see all these words that's being connected, bro.
And you say it's
All these
coincidental.
are is race rituals. Even the word ritual equals 45.
Come on. All these
But more
games being
importantly,
played.
if we take Rosa Parks' birthday to the day that Martin Luther King Jr. quote unquote died, we get 60 days just like the N-word.
And you say this all coincidental, man. Come on.
All of these people are connected.
How is all this just be so happy
I could do a
coincidental?
whole bunch of other people in here. But I'm going to start off light. We just beginning February. So we're going to start off light. And we're going to progress as we go on through this month. Oh, this going to be a fun time. Oh, no, ain't no dark times when you on this channel. We bring light to the darkness. You see what I'm saying? So we going to have some fun with this. But come on. Right? Ooh wee. Okay, this part right here. This where it gets juicy. You hear me? So, if we take the day that Martin Luther King Jr. died on April 4th, 1968, and we take it to Rosa Parks' birthday that next year, we get a span of 306 days. Now, what's interesting about that number 306? That was the room that he got shot in front of. Remember that famous picture of him being shot in
Come
front
on,
of
man.
room 306. That script.
But it's all coincidental, right?
Right. But
Conspiracy.
on the Martin Luther King breakdown. Right.
Come on, man. Can't make this up.
MLK and balcony.
Remember, I told you zero doesn't count in Gematria.
There you go, right there.
Remember, it doesn't count in Gematria.
Legs still propped up. Still got the use.
Look at this stage. Look at this stage photo. They point up. Look. Come on, man. Can't make this up. This is a good stage photo. How coincidental they all pointing at the same time? Look. And during this time period, why see they always putting pictures in black and white, trying to make it seem like it's older than what it was. They had color cameras back then. These just 1900s, 1950s. There was just no black and white. But they put these pictures in black and white to make the mind think that's older than what it is. I hope y'all seeing this. It's all games.
Like he finna do some sit-ups or some crunches. But we got 36, right? MLK equals 36.
It's crazy.
Equal 36. He gets shot in front of room 306, 306 days before Rosa Parks' upcoming birthday.
Ain't no way.
But that's not all, folks. Even the rifle that he got shot with, a Remington 30-06 hunting rifle.
Oh, man.
That was the gun he got shot with.
I hope y'all people are seeing this.
We can even connect this to Young Dolph. All of these things, our kids, this gonna be our new Black history. All these mockery rituals, from the old to the new. We take Young Dolph, who also was killed in Memphis, right? Just like Martin Luther King was. Right? Young Dolph died 306 days after Martin Luther King Day.
But it's all coincidental.
At the age of 36.
Hey, this is how people do these visuals.
And he also died on Lord Infamous' birthday from 3-6 Mafia. When we know that Memphis is on the 36th parallel. Man, come on, man. These ain't nothing but rituals. These ain't nothing but people getting taken up out of here in an orderly fashion. These folks getting took up out of here in an orderly fashion.
All by numbers.
Unison.
Can't make this up.
They say it was a nigga that looked just like Young Dolph marching with Martin Luther King. Man, I'm trying to tell you.
That's how the game works.
But that's all we got for the Rosa Parks breakdown, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. Because it's going to get better. It's going to get better as we progress through this month. Like I said, we're going to have some fun this month. Right? Because there's some things that need to come to light. Because we can't keep just accepting this mockery that's getting thrown at us every single year, every month of February.
Now we're getting into the next one. Next
That's
part
all
of the
we
video.
got for this video, man. Today, appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. Touch on.
So now we're gonna talk about Malcolm X.
Yes, they get down with the get down too. I don't know why that's like a thing people like to say on this channel. You talk about a lot of black people.
And look, told you, look at these symbolism. It's all these Masonic symbolism.
Look at it. Better yet, it was somebody that said in the comments, they put Black History Month, they said it in a better way, Black Trauma Month. Basically, because that's all they remind you of.
The death.
Is people that they have given to you, and then they
Take
beat
them out.
these characters, they kill these characters off, and now that programs you, this is what happens to you when you fight against the system. This is why they will give you such a person like Malcolm X, such a person like Martin Luther King. This is the reason behind it. We're going to give you a leader. They're going to lead you down a burning building, as Martin Luther King said himself. And then we're going to wipe him off, and that's going to teach you to forever stay in line, to forever remember your place. So let's touch on the Malcolm X.
And up putting pictures, black and white.
Right? Now first,
That's
we
Freemason
have to understand the
symbolism
that is always right in front of you. Right? With Malcolm X giving you the sign
Masonic
of
rituals.
Mark Master Mason. Now we have seen this symbolism with a lot of other entertainers, black and white. Yes, I don't know who majority of these white people are, but I did add them for the diversity effect. You see what I'm saying? Yes, they get down with the get down too.
We're getting that fake Nikola Tesla. I showed the last video that he was Nikola Tesla was a dark skinned person.
Black people. Yes, because I'm a black man. It's only natural. But we have Michael Jordan, right? Jay Leno, Kanye West, Nikola Tesla,
the fake
Martin
one.
Luther King, like I said, an unknown white man. Richard Pryor, an unknown white man number 2, and we have Kobe Bryant, right? All giving you the sign of the Mark Master.
So
Mason.
you gotta watch these symbolisms.
So don't get this misconstrued. They're
you gotta
doing
watch
this for a reason. Every time the camera comes out, they happen to be doing this symbolism. So you have to understand.
Ain't no normal person does this type of
something
stuff.
Deeper.
No normal person sit there and do all this, do that,
to you,
do.
But to
What's another one? Do that symbolism with the hand. No normal person does that.
To us as well, to let you know in plain sight. You know, when it's information like this leaks out for a reason. You can easily look up Illuminati symbolism, Freemason symbolism, and you can find everything that these people do.
But it's all conspiracies.
So this is them wiping their hands with the karma. We told you who we were.
You ain't listen.
Right? Now, let's touch on Malcolm X. Right?
That star ring. That star ring is Illuminati too.
Behind this situation. Now, Malcolm X happens to equal 42. As we all know, that is the number for nigger, right? Slavery, and another person that was involved in the civil rights movement as well, Martin, also had that number 42 lingering around his character.
How coincidental.
Well. You have to keep in mind, these people's names are strategically changed. This man was not born as Malcolm X. It was changed.
Why did he change all these people's names?
Malcolm
That's
X
the question you need to ask yourself.
To take on
this is
the
why.
role of the character. This is what you have to understand. And this is why they are bringing these specific people
to the light.
Because they're mocking you at the same time. So when you think about Black history, these are the people that you think about. The people that they have given you and then giggled to themselves. Little do they know.
They left behind the scene at us.
Right? Malcolm Little was born in the month of May, which equals 42, and then he was killed in the month of February, which also equals 42. So he actually died in this quote-unquote Black History Month.
They have to equal nigger.
Now, once again, I told you with that black history, black person. See, this is why I don't even like that black word, because we are not black people.
Mm-hmm.
You look at our skin, we are shades of brown. So where did they even get this terminology from?
This is why.
But see, even the word black person is rooted in mockery.
Mm-hmm.
Because black person equals 181, which is the 42nd prime number. So even considering yourself a black person,
it's calling yourself
you're
a nigger.
calling yourself a nigger.
Mm-hmm.
Little do you know. That's what you're referring to yourself as. By the numerology.
This is how the games work.
By these terms.
By numbers.
That have already been given to you as. Right?
And that's, you have to ask yourself, why did they give you these terms? When your skin is brown. This is why. If you walk around yourself calling you a black person, you say you call yourself a nigger. This is why they do this type of stuff. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it?
So, now we know that Malcolm X was a spokesperson for the Nation of Islam.
But it has to be equal,
and what's
181.
So interesting, the Nation of Islam also has that same numerology.
Some more rituals.
Being the 42nd prime number.
Some more rituals.
So everything that he was doing, mockery, was traveling behind him the whole time.
How coincidental? Is the Assimilation racist? Come on.
Even civil rights leader also equals
Come
181.
On,
the 42nd prime number. And the most prominent civil rights figure in black history. Once again, in black history. Which is a man by the name that was changed once again. His name was changed to Martin.
Mm-hmm.
To continue this mockery.
The race ritual.
This plan of this character. Which was all in mockery.
Here we go to the black and white photos. When it was color photos back then, they turn these photos to black and white. Make it seem like it's old.
Malcolm X was killed 4 months and 2 weeks after the birthday of the Nation of Islam leader, Elijah Muhammad.
We all know 42 equals nigger.
If we go by the story that was told, Malcolm X began to learn the truth about the Nation of Islam and its leaders. He began to learn the truth about Elijah Muhammad. That he was actually a child blank. You hear me? Which was actually confirmed by Elijah Muhammad's children.
But these people you love, right?
Information that yes, indeed, he was touching on them kids, right?
But these are people that want you to love.
And if we go along with the story, this is what led to the execution of Malcolm X.
Supposedly.
So this very much could be true. But the one thing that we have to acknowledge then, if we're going to acknowledge that, we have to also acknowledge that the Nation of Islam is working with those people as well. Because...
And Elijah Muhammad, that's the name of his real name. So we got another character, name of his real name. But it's all coincidental, right?
Those people, it was 3 Nation of Islam members that
all these people
killed Malcolm X. So if we're going to acknowledge that part of the story, that yes, he was him exposing the Nation of Islam, which led to his demise, then we also have to acknowledge that the Nation of Islam is also working with those people. Elijah Muhammad,
and they are.
Who was Farrakhan, all of those people are also working alongside of the government.
Puppets, man.
But come on. Right, continuing at 42. His name, Malcolm, Little, both equal 24. The reflection of 42. So even before he even took on that Malcolm X, which equals 42, before that, he was Malcolm Little, which equals 24. Now, Malcolm Little was born on May 19th.
It's equal 24.
The 5th
Ain't
month,
no way.
The 19th day. Add that up, and you get the number 24 once again. So once again, was this a made up character playing his role?
This makes no sense.
Their names always get changed when they inherit the role that they play. Right? He was also a Muslim. Right? An American Muslim minister. When Muslim also equals 24 in that same full reduction cipher. Now, if you don't understand what you're looking at, how rude of me. This is the practice of Gematria, turning letters into their numerical value. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, so on and so forth. Now, it's these ciphers that are being utilized, once again, to give you the truth in plain sight and then wipe their hands with the karma.
That's how they do
with
it.
The English language that is being understood by everybody on this planet. The English language. When the New World Order is to come in, it's going to be the English language. That is going to be the one language that the world is going to speak. So it's going to be most prominent.
And I don't know what he's talking about on that, but the New World Order been already happened. I just showed that in my last video. So just don't listen to this part, but just let's keep going.
In that English language with these Gematria connections. Malcolm Little, once again, equaling 24, now in prison.
Look. Mathematics to symbolize his unknown African ancestor's surname, while the white slave master name of Little. See how these people just make stuff up? Are you seeing it? His unknown African ancestors. Really. And the white slave master name. If I guarantee, they're just saying stuff. I guarantee you, if you do his genealogy, you ain't gonna find out one ancestor from Africa on that genealogy records. And I guarantee you ain't finna find no records of his ancestors ever being slaves. But he got the white slave master's name. Come on.
The Nation of Islam adopted the name Malcolm X to symbolize
fake
his
story.
unknown African ancestral surname while discarding the white slave master name of Little. But at the end of the day, it still had the same numerology because X is the 24th letter of the alphabet.
Just making them more stuff up for us.
So it's still equated to the same thing. At the end of the day, it's still equated to the same thing. Even with that name change.
Still equals in that 42 reductions form. Reflection.
Now, Malcolm X, right?
Can't make this stuff
X
up.
Equals 24. Malcolm equals 24. Little equals 24. Malcolm X passed away 2 months and 4 weeks after his last birthday.
And it's all coincidental, right?
2 months and 4 weeks. So what's really going on with these people? Why is this so strategic? Why is this so organized?
Is the simulation racist?
Is it because it was a character all along?
Come on. No more events that's not line up like this. This is all planned events that these folks do.
Malcolm X also passed away 12 weeks and 3 days after his birthday, just like Malcolm X. Equals 123 in the English language in reverse. Excuse me. He passed away 12 weeks and 3 days before his birthday. All these things are surrounded around these people's birthdays. Now, he also passed away 87 days before his birthday when Martin and slavery. Martin, another person that was revolved around the number 42. So you have to know that both of their deaths were connected. Even though they were playing different sides of the spectrum, Martin was a more non-violent approach. Malcolm X was by any means approach.
The duality.
Right? He even
Gotta have good and bad.
He even called Martin a chump based on his views on how to approach, right, the civil rights movement. So even though they were both on different sides of the spectrum,
they're playing with the same team.
they still got taken out by the numbers in connection with each other. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. both equal 93. Now it's very interesting that Malcolm X passed away on the 9th month and the 3rd day of his age.
How coincidental.
When Malcolm X equals 93. Now, isn't it interesting? Isn't it very mind-blowing that Malcolm, which Malcolm X equals 93, if we take the reflection of 93, we get 39 as the age that Malcolm X passed away at the age of 39. When we take Malcolm, which equals 39, Little, once again his original last name, equals 39 as well. And he passed away in the state of New York, which equals 39 right? as well.
Can't make this stuff up.
So even his born name, this numerology was already being utilized with his birth name.
It's crazy, bro. I hope y'all seeing this.
Now, to be exact, Malcolm X was actually 39 years and 39 weeks old at the time of his death.
Come on.
He was 39 years and 39
See how that 39 number is all linking up with him?
At the time of his passing.
Real life events does not happen like this.
Malcolm and Little both equal 39. Now, did you know that Martin Luther King also passed away at the age of 39?
Come on.
Very interesting indeed, right? Two prominent civil rights movement, both on different sides of the spectrum, but they both have the same numerology. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., both equal 93, and they both died the reflection of 93 at the age of 39 years old.
Cannot make this up.
These are characters in front of us, y'all. These are characters playing out their scripts.
And both of them was in secret societies.
To cause real trauma, real issues, real tension for years to come. Because every Black History Month, we are reminded of these said individuals that have been assassinated. This is all we think about when we think about Black history. We think about people that have been beaten, people that have been shunned, treated less than, inhumane, chained, whipped, and killed. These are the people they feed us in the month of Black
Nothing positive about this month.
But don't worry, I'm gonna bring some light to the darkness. We're gonna touch on on the real Black history, right? Not only am I gonna expose the fake Black history, I'm also gonna shed light on the real Black history. But come on, right? Masonry also equals 39. Remember that picture where they gave you the sign of the Mark Master Mason, and they both pass away at the age of 39.
How coincidental.
Masonry equals 39. What's also interesting about Masonry is if we take the day that Martin Luther King was born and we take it to the day that Malcolm X passed away, we get a span of 433 months. Now, 433 is a special number, with it being a prime number, a number that can only divide into itself and the number 1. Now, 433 is the 84th prime number, just like Masonry equals 84 in the English language in reverse. So we get that Masonry once again. These were both brothers. These were both Masonic brothers. And once again, with
That's
that
how the
word
game
masonry,
works.
right? Because, so crazy, right? Malcolm X was pronounced dead at 3:30.
Not 3:31.
Like masonry.
3:30 exactly.
33 in the full reduction cipher. Man, come on, man.
All games
Come
here.
on, man. These things is being put right in front of you. Also with the state of New York, equaling 33 as well, the state that he passed away in.
But this is another coincidental,
All
right?
these things
Another
are
coincidence.
constructed by the numbers. Let's go deeper into that masonry, though. Let's go deeper. Because they said that as Malcolm X and his bodyguards tried to quell the disturbance, right? He was in a ballroom speaking, and it was a disturbance going on in the front. Now they say a man rushed forward and shot him once in the chest.
And you notice with these so-called black political people, why is it that they not covering their face up? When a person get killed, they cover their body up. But with these so-called political people, they want everybody to see it, right? Come on, I can't make this up. This is nothing but games being stage events being played, all for control. That's all it is. The role is to play, and you part of the stage.
Now, sawed off equals 137. Once again, the 33rd prime number, just like how he was pronounced dead at 3:30. Now, also with that number 137, right? He was killed 137 days after the birthday of, once again, the Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad.
See how it's all connected? Are you seeing it?
Once again, 137 being the 33rd prime number. So yes, all of these folks was a part of it.
All part of the play.
If you understand the symbolism behind that crescent moon and that star, that will be very evident to you. You would then understand why a lot of countries
use that star
utilize
symbol.
that same crescent moon and that star on their flag. This is the same reason why if you Google Baphomet, you will see that same crescent moon and that star right on his head.
And all that was created by them anyway. But they do that to make you think, oh, it's the Baphomet, it's the devil, it's the goat. They do all these certain things to control you. So they control you with religion. They control you with these news events happening. That's all they do. I'll tell you, the whole thing is a big stage. And not even 5% of the stuff in the raw is all staged. To control your mind, to control the way you think, to get you to believe what they want you to believe. That's all it is.
All these things are being revealed, man. These organizations that's being created ain't no good. But come on. Right? Even if we break down, once again, another person whose name is changed. Everybody in these situations.
Let's get a name changed.
How many people have we talked about? How many people have utilized their real name?
0.
None of them. They're all playing characters. If we take Elijah Muhammad, whose real name was Elijah Robert Poole, and we take the day that he was born, October 7th, 1897, we even get 33 date numerology. Now, if we take the span of Malcolm X's life, we get a span of 39 years and 9 months, just like murder equals 399. Malcolm X also passed away on Martin Luther King's 38th
Well,
day
all
of
these
his
people connected.
age.
But it's all got to be a conspiracy, right?
Just like murder
All these people
equals
connected.
38. Just like death equals 38.
All these so-called
Another
coincidentals,
person,
right?
Another character.
That's how the game works.
Now, also with death, Malcolm X passed away 2 months and 28 days before his upcoming birthday, just like death equals 228. He also passed away 228 days before Elijah Muhammad's birthday, just like death equals 228. What else equals 228? Martin Luther King Jr. You see how it all circles back and comes right back around?
Mm-hmm.
It all comes full circle. And we come right back to the beginning spot. Now, this is an interesting connection right here. Now, watch this right here. Watch these events right here trickle down. Now, if we touch on Martin Luther King real quick, because I got a whole special video on him. If we take the day that he was born, January 15th in the year 1929, we get 64 date numerology. Just like black person equals 64. Remember when in the beginning I showed you that black person is equivalent to nigger by the numerology. Now, if we continue with this black person, right? The day that Malcolm X died, Martin Luther King was 36 years and 1 month old, just like black person equals 361. Now, also, Malcolm X's death and Martin Luther King's death was 3 years, 6 weeks, and 1 day apart.
But it's all coincidental,
just
right?
Just like black person equals 361.
Ain't no way.
They're taking these people, they're writing these stories.
Mm-hmm. It's all script. It's a script.
And they're putting mockery in between every single one. I think that's what they laughing about in this picture. I think that's what they laughing about. The duper's delight.
It's fake
Even
photo.
the day
Look.
that Martin Luther King was killed was on 4/4.
What are you pointing at?
Like
Come on.
Black person equals 44.
Look, these people in the back, if you look by the stairs, those people at the bottom of the stairs, then they used to talk to each other, and they talk to each other, but these people, they want to focus on the people pointing. Look! If there's something going on, why are these people not looking at the same thing? Come on.
Shooting equals 44. Kill.
These fake black and white photos.
44.
He died in 1968. Why is this photo in black and white? They was using color photos back then. Not no black and white. They put this stuff in black and white to make you think it's older than what it is. 1968. That's not that long ago. That's not that long ago.
In this fake picture that we're going to break down in the Martin Luther King breakdown. But I want to focus on that word black person. Because it's very interesting that our 44th president was a black person.
Okay, he was 44. I was going to look it up. I thought he was the 42nd president.
With these people that they giving you.
How coincidental? The first black president,
the name that they gave him.
It ain't black. His black person equals the same numbers.
Barry Sorrento. But Barack Hussein Obama II equals 181, just like black person. And he happened to be the 44th president.
How coincidental.
Come on, man. This is mockery, man. At its finest.
And Barack Obama, he's the real African. And his parents were white. He has a white mother and a black father. But yet they classify his race as black, right? But he got two different genealogy. He has a white family and so-called black genealogy. But since he got a black in his blood, he's automatically a black person. Can we see how they do certain things? He got multiple races in his blood, but they don't say he's a black person. Come on. All games being played. I hope y'all are waking up from the basics right here.
Was even killed on 44 date numerology as well. Most importantly,
all rituals.
So he died by a shooting on 107 and 44 date numerology. Just like the word shooting equals 107 and 44. Now, most importantly, with that number 107, that number 107 is very interesting because that happens to be Elijah Muhammad's birthday.
You see how all links? It's all linking.
7. Once again, 107. And Malcolm X was killed on 107 date numerology in a shooting, which equals 107. All of these characters are connected.
Real life is not having numbers of add up like this.
Are connected.
It's all constructed. It's crazy.
Elijah Muhammad was also 67 years old at the time that Malcolm X was killed, just like blood sacrifice equals 67 in full reduction. So yes, indeed, I can conclude that all of these people were working in cahoots. Now, if that specific section of the story is true, that Malcolm X,
and look at that guy clapping. What's he clapping for? What's he clapping for? Look, but Elijah Muhammad looking at Malcolm X, he over there. Come on, all this stage photos.
Was working along with them folks.
What you clapping for?
Either you could look at this like, okay, this was just a way to remove Malcolm X off of the world stage, right? You could just look at it as the whole thing was a stage. Even the fact of him, quote unquote, exposing Elijah Muhammad, you could even include that was a part of the stage as well. That was a part of the play to remove him from the world stage. Or you could look at it like, maybe he did break free. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he did break free and decide he wanted to expose them, and that's what led to his demise. But the fact that Martin Luther King death and Malcolm X death were scripted so perfectly, I don't think that's something you could come up with in a matter of days. This is something that's already predetermined.
It's already planned out.
This seems as if something that's already predetermined ahead of time. So, in my opinion, I believe that was a part of the play. I believe Malcolm X speaking out against Elijah Muhammad was a part of the play to remove him from the world stage. Same thing with J. Edgar Hoover, the beef between J. Edgar Hoover and Martin Luther King. I believe that was a part of the play as well. See, just watch a movie. Just watch a narrative of the movie. Go watch a movie. Go watch an action movie and see why the main character wants to kill the villain. It's always a good story as to why he wants to remove that person. But when we look at these actors, the actors are never dead. When that director screen's cut, these people get up, they wipe the blood off, and they bow, and everybody claps, and it was a good movie. These are the same things. These are plays. These are movies. These are scripts that's being written that are being played out by these characters.
Entertainment and these race wars.
Only difference is the director never says cut. It's just a never-ending movie. And they just keep on bringing new characters. Yes, sir. And the movie never ends. All
right, now we're about to get into Martin Luther King. We got about 38 minutes left. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
42 in this video. We've already touched on it enough. It's already understood. We got a lot of other things to talk about around Martin Luther King. Now, shortly, let's talk about his father for a second. Now, shortly after marrying Alberta, King Sr., right, Martin Luther King Sr. became an assistant pastor of the Ebenezer Church. Senior Pastor Williams died in the spring of 1931, and that fall, King Sr. took the role where he would in time raise the attendance from 600 to several thousand. In 1934, when Martin Luther King was just 5 years old, the church sent his father on a multinational trip, including to Berlin, for the meeting of the Congress of the Baptist World Alliance. He also visited sites in Germany associated with the Reformation leader Martin Luther. Now, the original Martin Luther is from the 1500s. So now, if you understand this trip that he took to Germany, this is where Martin Luther King's father became familiar with the original figure of Martin Luther. He became inspired by that Martin Luther. And that's what caused him, when he came back home, when he came back home from that trip, in August 1934, the same year, King Sr. changed his name to Martin Luther King and his 5-year-old son's name to Martin Luther King Jr.
They say.
So his father knew what he was doing. So now, since we know that he was inspired by this individual, let's take a dive on the original. Now, first, hold on. I'm jumping the gun. First, we have to acknowledge that Martin Luther King's father was a member of the Omega Psi Phi.
Secret societies.
So this goes to show you that this was a strategic move by the fraternity, by the brotherhood. The brotherhood was leading him. Now, not only was he an Omega Psi Phi member, Reverend Jesse Jackson was also an Omega Psi Phi member. Now, what's interesting about Jesse Jackson is the fact that
Jesse Jackson, he's from the same area that I grew up in. My grandma met Jesse Jackson before. I can't stand Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is a puppet. Man, these people all are part of the play. All part of the play.
He was one of the last people that was with his son Martin Luther King the day that he quote unquote got killed. Right?
How coincidental.
So the fraternity, the brotherhood was all around this move. This was a strategic move. Now, let's dive in on the original German scholar by the name of Martin.
It's probably a fake painting. The real one probably was a dark-skinned man, person. Look at this fake painting. Man, he's like a dang on potato. You can't tell me this is a real person right here.
Luther.
A lot of these fake paintings.
It said that on Halloween, right, October 31st, I don't know if at this time, if 15,
so in 1517, you tell me they sitting there making paintings? Well, let's make this a painting right here. And they ain't doing this in no 1517. Nobody sitting there painting these people. But how is it for every person they got paintings of? A painting is easy to fake. This is how they fake the history. Give you a fake drawing of a fake person and say, this was the original person right here. And I already exposed that in my last video when I was talking about all the many people that they hid in history and they whitewashed. Go look at that video. But I'm telling you, everything is a big stage, a big plot. That's all it is. It's all a big play. And we all part of it. It's crazy.
I'm not sure if October 31st was recognized as Halloween, but it's said to have nailed his argument on that day against the Catholic Church's sale of better treatment after death. Now let's dive in on that. Let's break that down real quick. Let's break that down because it was a lot of principles that the original Martin Luther stood on. Now, Luther didn't like the fact, just to expound on that last thing, just to make it make sense. He did not like the fact that people could buy indulgences or reduce punishment after death. An indulgence is a remission before God of the temporal punishment due to sins whose guilt has already been forgiven. So basically, the Catholic Church was teaching their people that you could buy forgiveness for your sins. You can buy it rather than repenting and actually feeling remorse over your sins. And these are the things that he was against. So it's interesting how Martin Luther was brought up based on the same character principles. Now let's move on. Luther also believed that Christians should hold to the Bible alone. He said Luther was disapproved of any additional traditions. He taught that the Bible alone was the source of revelation. He said neither the church nor the Pope can establish articles of faith. These must come from Scripture. So he knew that the church was not the answer. He knew that the answer would not come from a pastor. He knew the answer would not come from a pope.
It ain't gonna come from the Bible either, but that's another story for another day. But let's keep going.
Let's look at what the things that the Pope is doing today. They playing around with these kids. They got this demonic stuff going on. Everything that's going on in the Gematria, the Jewish mysticism, is coming from the Catholic Church. This is where the Pope is operating through, Pope Francis, and we know how many connections, how much blood is on his hands.
The Pope is the one that's running everything.
Royal family, and we know that they ain't no good. And these were the things that the original Martin Luther was.
And they the ones who wrote them books too. These people that wrote their Bible. They the same people that wrote the Bible. It came from these popes. Right? They give you the fake story of the Bible, but they got the real history. And you can take a look. They got the chambers of books, information they're hiding from us. So that's why I say you can't listen to nothing. You can't listen to nothing these people tell you, because all these people control us. They control the media. They control everything. This is how the games works.
So it's blasphemy that this Martin Luther King would take on this name and play the role that he played, because he played directly with the Pope. He played directly with the church.
Let's fast forward a little bit. I'm going to get back to these numbers. Okay, here we go.
In the English language in reverse. Now, if you don't understand what you're looking at, this is the practice of Gematria, turning letters into their numerical value. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, so on and so forth. We have reverse right here. So that is simply putting the English language in reverse. Now A is 26, B is 25, C is 24, so on and so forth. And this is how these things are going on by the numbers. And he died in 1546, just to show you how far back this stuff goes. Moving along. Martin Luther was also the originator of the 95 Theses. Now, these 95 Theses, kind of what I just talked about previously, is a summary of the 95 Theses, but he went deeper on with all the issues that he had against the Catholic Church.
Okay, let's get to the numbers. He's going all over the place. Here we go. Let's get back to this.
The year on 95 day numerology. Now you see why they bring you these characters and they play the role that they play. Now you starting to understand. But let's go. Let's get it on. He also died on J. Edgar Hoover's 95th day of his age. Now, if you're not familiar with J. Edgar Hoover, he was the first director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, he wrote in an anonymous letter, which we know it came from him. He referred to Martin Luther King as evil, a fraud, a dissolute, abnormal, moral imbecile. The author threatens to expose King as an adulterer, And in the end, flat out suggests that the leader should self-delete himself. This is how strongly he felt, or as the story goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
This could all just be a perfect story formulated just to remove this character from the main stage. You always have to keep that in mind.
Makes sense to me.
Now, what's interesting about this is we just talked about him being the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Martin Luther King passed away 13 weeks and 3 days after J. Edgar Hoover's birthday.
How coincidental.
Federal Bureau of Investigation equals 133 along with government. So now you see the words that we speak in this English language have already been coded hundreds and hundreds of years. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago. This gematria is nothing new age. I just proved it to you. We're just now finding out due to the technology that we now have.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, this stuff was being done by hand. You see what I'm saying? Before English, they were using hieroglyphics. You understand? So let's keep on going. Now, in the year 64, the FBI tried to blackmail Martin Luther King Jr.
And he worked with these people anyway.
That's the funny thing.
He's working with these people.
That letter that told him to self-delete. Now,
All
it's interesting
games,
that
man.
this happened in the year 64 when FBI equals 64, blackmail equals 64, and also Martin Luther King Jr., who is a black person, equals 64 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some interesting synchronicities with this FBI and how they were set against Martin Luther King. It seems as if this was an elaborate story to remove him from the world stage, to make him seem like he was against the people at hand.
Hope y'all seeing this. This is how the games works. This is how it happens.
Right. He also passed away 3 months and 3 days.
Well, we already know he was a Masonic Mason.
J. Edgar Hoover. When we know Masonry equals 33.
We already know he was a Mason.
Now,
His dad is
what's
a Mason.
also interesting about that word Masonry, it also equals 39 in the reverse reduction, as Martin Luther King was, in fact, 39 years old at the time of his death.
Just like what's called.
So we see how this
Malcolm
stuff
X.
trickles down. And we see that Martin Luther King was, in fact, working in accordance.
Mm-hmm.
He was working right along with these people. Because we have to understand the role that he was playing. He was playing a non-violent approach. Where did we get by doing that? Where did we get by quietly marching, getting gassed, getting tear gassed, bit by dogs, watered down with hoses, and then we go back home? What did we accomplish?
Nothing. Even Malcolm X didn't come as
Martin
leader.
Luther King said himself before he perished, or before he walked away from the world stage from playing his role, he finally admitted that he led his people down a burning building. He led the people down to destruction. He
That's
did
what
not
happened.
lead them to the promised land. That's why we have to understand why these leaders are put in front of us. These control opposition. The best way to control the opposition is to become their leader.
Exactly.
Because you know you're not leading them anywhere promising. Now you understand why they use people like this. But come
Hope
on.
y'all seeing it.
Right? Now, J. Edgar Hoover was also 73 years old at the time of Martin Luther King's death, right? Just like sacrifice and black history, right? Sacrifice doesn't always have to mean in blood. It could also mean just sacrificing that character to make black history. So it's interesting that sacrifice and black history both equal 73 in the context that we're talking about black history.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's always, the context is very important when you use gematria. It's not all about just adding numbers together and whatever numbers match, that's what it is. It's also the context that's very important. See, the teacher used to always say, use context clues. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. Now, if we break down the date numerology with J. Edgar Hoover, which was January 1st in the year 1895, we get 115 date numerology. Now that's very interesting, that 115, because that happened to be Michael King Jr.'s birthday.
How coincidental again?
When we know killing equals 115, Masonic equals 115, and what's so crazy, civil rights leader equals 115 as well, right? Dropping that zero. We know in numerology rules, the zero is null.
This is why they give these certain titles. Civil rights leader. They just said leader. But they gotta say civil rights leader because it equals 115. Just like he was killing equals 155. Masonic equals 115. He was born on 115. Are you seeing it? This is how the game works.
So it's crazy that civil rights
hope y'all
leader
seeing this, man.
Also
it's crazy.
115, just like the day he was born. Remember, his father was already a high-ranking Omega Psi-Phi member.
Mm-hmm.
So
already had it.
Did they already know what his birthday needed to be for the numbers to align? So you have to understand, not only do these people naturally be born these days to play these roles, but sometimes their birthdays are also changed. Sometimes their biographies are being changed.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the numerology to line up. That's why his father knew what name to give him and himself. Martin Luther King also passed away 38 weeks. Well, he was murdered. We know for a fact, right? That's how the story went, right? He was murdered, right? 38 weeks before J. Edgar Hoover's upcoming birthday. Just like death, killing, murder, and in the city of Memphis, we get the number 38, right?
Seems like J. Edgar Hoover had playing a part in it.
The number that we always see for that murder. The magic number 38. Now, the date, right, which was April 4th. This is interesting because this was the date that he was assassinated. When we take assassinated, we get 193 in reverse. We break 193 down, we get the 44th prime number, just like the date that he was assassinated, 4/4, as well as kill, shooting, execution, black person, and black people. We get the number 44. Now, this has an interesting parallel in Black history as it revolves around black people and black person. Because if we look forward, if we look a couple years forward in our black history, we see that the 44th black president happened to be Barack Obama, right? When
but it's all coincidental, right?
And black person both equal 44. And this happened to be the first black president, which was the 44th. When we already know it's no need to, matter of fact, Barack Obama added to the list.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to dismember him too in this Black History Month, right? Because we already know Barack Hussein Obama II isn't his real name either. These are all characters in front of us, Manchurian candidates.
I hope y'all seen how the game works.
Right? Now, if we take the day that Barack Obama was elected as the president, November 4th, 2008, this was exactly 487 months after the death of Martin Luther King Jr. Now, 487 is the 93rd prime number.
Cannot make this stuff
up. Just like
Martin
Martin Luther King Jr. equals 93. So it's an exact correlation with these people that they put in front of you on a mainstream scale.
That's the ritual.
What have these people really done for us if we look back?
Not a damn thing. But whoa, Barack Obama was the first black president. Woo! Hey, none of these people did nothing for us. But leading us down to the wrong place. Soon as we started listening to these folks, we lost everything. Because I already showed that on my last plenty of videos I showed already. When we was in segregation, our people was flourishing. But as soon as we start following these so-called black political people, we start losing a lot of things. A lot of stuff started happening. This is why.
MLK. Now let's break down MLK now.
Puppets, man.
Right, as we know that was his initials, as his giving initials. MLK. Now, MLK has an interesting connection to Moloch. Excuse me. The name Moloch has been understood as referring to a Canaanite god.
And all this is BS anyway, so we skip past this. All made up anyway.
MLK gave his famous I Have a Dream speech on August 28th. If we break that down, 8 plus 28 equals 36, just like MLK equals 36. MLK was also killed on a balcony, which also equals 36. And what's so crazy, he was also in front of room 306 at
How
the time
coincidental
that he was assassinated on that balcony, which equals 36. This fake, fraudulent picture. Notice how the only people that are just paying attention and just
that's what I said.
To point at the sniper all at once, but nobody else at the bottom seems to be bothered at all.
Didn't I just say that? I just said that. These people pointing, well, all people just looking around. If you see somebody pointing like that, you walk in the country, everybody's gonna be looking at the same thing. Come on, man.
Pay attention. There's blood on the ground. There's a paper towel already covering Martin Luther King's head. His legs are propped up, so he still has the muscle tension in his legs.
Can't make this up.
Right? That's what he's worried about the most. He just got shot. But let me worry about propping my legs up so I can be comfortable. Nobody else notices that he just got shot.
Yeah, nobody's looking.
Else is bothered whatsoever. There's nobody moving frantically. Somebody just got shot. Nobody's worried about getting shot.
Nobody's running.
Nobody's worried about maybe they might be the target instead.
Come on,
maybe
man.
He's just gonna shoot everybody. Let's all run to cover. Nobody's worried about any of these things. These are the questions we have to start asking. These are the things that we have to start analyzing.
Mm-hmm.
This person look like they got their teeth out smiling.
Look like he is smiling. Mm-hmm.
And the picture, who just knew when to take... Yeah, even the cameraman wasn't fearful at all.
Mm-hmm.
The cameraman, nobody was scared. The cameraman, it just happened to be somebody with a camera ready to take a picture
Come
at the
on,
time
man.
when it's happening.
How coincidental?
It's just a picture perfect. These are the things you have to ask. Why are these moments so picture perfect? It's because they're framing them to you for your Black history to go off of. But these things are being fabricated. These things are lies. These are fabricated lies that's being spoon-fed to you.
Told you the school system messed our minds up. School messed our minds up. We believe anything those colonizers tell us. Why are we listening to it? If these people are our enemies, why are we listening to them tell us about our history? That makes no damn sense. How did we just... I'll be sitting back thinking, how in the world did our people let this happen? How did we get so colonized like this? Our people didn't do anything. It just make me think, what is going on?
Now, continuing at 36 with MLK, right? With him passing away on this balcony, right? Which equals 36, right? With him being shot in front of room 306, right? He also died, quote unquote, 306 days before Rosa Parks' birthday.
Ain't no way you can tell me this is not planned. Numbers don't add like this.
Right? Martin Luther King also got shot with a Remington 30-06 hunting rifle.
Ain't no way you can make this up.
Got killed with.
How coincidental? The gun equals 36.
We can even fast forward into current day. Yes, they're going to continuously do this. They're going to continuously do this.
And we've seen this in the last video. So we're going to skip past this.
Green screen, dream world, fake. When we know that 113 is the number for dishonesty. green screen, dream world, fake reality, sinister, divorce, infidelity, perjury, disinfo, not factual, not true,
numbers don't lie,
broadcasting, mainstream, bullshit, election day, politics, puppets, illusions, fictions, not honest,
that
and
113
dishonest,
number,
all equal 113 in the English
number of
language,
dishonesty.
forwards and backwards. And these are the days that these people so strategically happen to pass away on. It's
Staged
something
events
deeper to the surface.
Rituals.
Now, let's throw Malcolm X into this hot water.
Throw him in there.
Because Malcolm X was also synchronized with Martin Luther King Jr. as well, as both of them, both of their names happen to equal 93.
They fake names.
Now, the reflection of 93 is 39, as Martin Luther King was 39 years old at the time of his death. Malcolm X was also 39 years and 39 weeks old at the time of his organized death. Even the name that he was born with, Malcolm Little, both equal 39 in the reverse reduction cipher as well. Every single one of these people have been packaged and given to you.
I hope everybody's seeing this.
All for
all
their
staged.
own enjoyment, all for their own entertainment.
All life is a stage.
But on the end, on your end, you get the shit end of the stick because you get the trauma. You get the negativity. You get all the negative aspects of these fake situations.
We fall for it. We keep falling for this stuff.
Because now when you hear about Black history, these are the things that you think about. People that have been beaten, whipped, treated inhumane, killed, assassinated. All of these things, all these negative things are associated with your Black history. This is why they don't teach you the real things. And we're going to shed the light on these things during this month. History and Masonry also equal 39, as these two figures in history passed away at the age of 39.
And we already know there's any secret societies.
Also with Masonry. Now, also with the word history is very interesting because Martin Luther King passed away on the 11th week and the 4th day of his age. Just like history equals 114 and Martin Luther King Jr. equals 114. This event did indeed create history for years and years to come. This is exactly what it did. And he happened to pass away on that perfect day.
How coincidental.
Right? Also history. Fast forward, Barack
Come
Obama,
on.
the day that he was elected in, November 4th, 11/4, 114. History. This is history in the making by the numbers. And we watched it. We lived through this moment. We lived it. We watched it. We seen it. We watched it on TV. We were happy. We celebrated.
For what? And if you
Not
can't do nothing
even
for us.
knowing the backstory behind it. Not even knowing the machine that was running it all. It was all strategic from the get-go. From the day that...
But y'all believe y'all vote counts, right? This right here is exposing it. Like I've been trying to tell you, your vote does not count. So stop voting. All that is BS.
Man was born. It was already figured out. It was already planned. Right? Also with history...
These people plan stuff 30 years in advance. They don't know what's about to happen. And they don't want me to get into these other videos where I talk about... I need to do a video on 9/11. And what's another video I need to do? Titanic. How all those events were planned too. They don't want me to do a video on that because they might shut my channel down with that one. But let's keep going.
Because we know that Martin Luther King Jr. was a Boule member of the Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. Now, if we take the fraternity's anniversary, Martin Luther King passed away 1 month, 1 week, and 4 days before the Sigma Pi Phi fraternity anniversary. Once again, history and Martin Luther King Jr. equal 114. team.
All for the secret societies. That's how the game
Now,
works.
another interesting character that once again we're gonna look back and it's gonna be history as well. LeBron James equals 114 as well.
Come
as
on.
we know that he has the Sigma Pi Phi Boule tattoo on his chest. These are history for us people.
I'll tell you, it's deep. It's really deep when you sit down and
Years
think about
later,
this
we
stuff.
are going to speak about these individuals that have been handed to us.
I'll tell you, everything is staged, man.
Since birth. These people have been here to play their role.
All staged stuff.
Right? Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the Boule, happened to be founded on May 15th. In other words, the 15th of May, 155, when Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the Boule, equals 155 in the reverse reduction cipher. These, you're looking at the face of men that sold us out a long time ago, 100 years ago. 100 years ago, we were sold out. We were sold out before that anyway.
We've been sold
because
out.
black people own slaves as well, right? But in the 1900s, in the 20th century,
With that, see, the thing is, some of our people own the real Africans. We're not related. So he owned that part. When he's talking about we own slaves, we own Africans. You right, we did. Even own some of our own people. He's not lying on that. On some of the part, he's not lying about. But like I said, he's saying we sold out because we own our own people. But a lot of our ancestors that was indigenous to this land owned the Africans and white slaves and all that. So he's not really talking about that. He's not saying that part. Because like I said, some of his stuff, he still got that colonizer mindset. But let's keep going.
We were sold out again by the Black Boule, all for their monetary gain.
And these people's working with these white elites.
Sigma Pi Phi
And
fraternity,
these
the
belly
Boule,
elites.
also equals 151 in reduction as Martin Luther King's birthday, the 15th of January.
How coincidental again.
151.
Can't make this stuff up. Can't do it.
He also had his famous I Have a Dream speech.
Come on, man. Oh, y'all seeing it.
Was 4 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days.
Just like he's portraying it equals the same numbers.
Martin Luther King's upcoming birthday.
Mm.
Right? It was on the 4th month, the 2nd week, and the 5th day of his I Have a Dream speech.
And it was like this.
Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the Boule, equals 425.
Now you see who's doing
These
it.
things are happening by the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
This man was working alongside of the Boule.
And the government.
The Boule was working alongside of the government.
Exactly.
It's all hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Those secret societies are ran.
All hand in hand. What's so crazy, right? If we take the day that Sigma Pi Phi was founded, May 15th in the year 1904, Martin Luther King was killed 3,333 weeks after that. Those masonry numbers. Yeah. He also passed away 9,000, Martin Luther King was born 9,011 days after Sigma Pi Phi, 9/11. Now we're seeing all these numbers that have created our history as we know it. Now you're starting to see 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
He also was killed 9 months and 11 days before his upcoming birthday in the year 69.
But it's all coincidental. It's all coincidental.
That's being utilized over
This stuff is
and
planned.
over and over again.
More mockery for us.
Now,
They celebrating all
Martin
these
Luther King
rituals.
also passed away 41 days before the Boule's birthday. When King equals 41. This is where it gets spicy. Right? Martin Luther King's birthday was also on the 246th day of the Boulet's anniversary as well. Just like king equals 246 in the English Sumerian cipher. Even if we take the span of Martin Luther King's life, which was 2,046 weeks.
Come on.
King equals 246 in the English Sumerian cipher.
Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up.
Right? National King Day happens to take place on the 23rd day of the year, just like king equals 23. So now we know for sure that this gematria is being understood and is being utilized. What's the odds of that? National King Day takes place on January 23rd. King equals 23. This circles right back to King James, who wore the number 23.
Are you seeing
this
the games?
Circles right back to the same people.
Come on.
All these
they run
things
everything
are being done by the numbers.
These people run everything.
So he's most known for wearing the number 23. He's also known for changing it also to the number 6, as king equals 66. Even LeBron James equals 66, as we know mark of beast equals 666. Now, here's LeBron James even understanding this numerology as well as he plays right in front of your face.
Number 6. It's multiple reasons. One, that's 23 is one of my favorite numbers as well. So, 2 times 3 is 6. Also, my first son, October 6th, the 6th day of October, and my younger son is June 14th, the 6th month of the year. So, 6 has always been, with me. I mean, since I was like a kid for some odd reason, and then especially when I started with my family, and obviously I'm a big numbers guy too, so it made a lot of sense. But shout out crypto.com, man, 6 years
and 6 years, and that's how he ends it in crypto with 6 years. But the last thing that he forgot to mention was that even his name, LeBron James, equals 66 as well. These people are born to do the things that they're doing, right? This thing is all revolved around that king, right? King James. This goes directly to the King James Bible that has 66 books.
Now, how come still? That's why I've said these punks made this Bible, man. They made this stuff up. How come still? Even the Bible sticking up with number 66. Come on. I can't make this stuff up. Can't make it up.
A king equals 66. This thing is universal. It's universal. This is why that King James, that same King James, revolves around that same King James in the Bible, with it being 66 books inside of that Bible, right? And we know that Bible was written by man. It is even said that the number of man is 666, right? So that Bible is even coded with gematria. Yes, believe it or not.
Because they the post wrote it, that's why.
Right? Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number.
And we're not getting to this fake Bible verses and all these fake Bibles. We're not getting to this.
His birthday, just like humanity and mark of beast also equal 111. Now also with
but you know that Bible is fake. What they do, they use the Bible and use certain words. If I said, because they want you to believe in the Bible, so they gotta use the Bible and real exaggeration to make it seem real. Just another one of their games. Religion is another one of the one of the things that they created to control. Like I said, so much stuff they use to control. This is why you gotta protect your mind, protect your brain. Be careful what you consume. Be careful what you watch. Because once they got control of your brain, then they can control you. This is how it goes.
And mark of beast. It's also interesting that they both equal 39 as Martin Luther King James. Come on now, make the connections. 39. He died at the age of 39, just like humanity and Mark of the Beast. So this code was utilized and shown to you and worked through the death of Martin Luther King Jr. Come on, man. Come on. Right? Same thing with the king. It's all revolved around king. It's all revolved around that word. Right? Even his I have a dream speech. I have a dream equals 66 as well.
How coincidental was that too?
Right? And he had this famous I have a dream speech on the 240th day of the year at the Lincoln Memorial, which equals 240 as well in the English language in reverse. Him being here alone should have already revealed to you, right, that he was in fact a puppet. As the Lincoln Memorial is in Washington, D.C., like the same place that Biden had his inauguration speech, the same place that Barack Obama had his inauguration ball when he got elected, this same place. Martin Luther King had his famous speech as he was, fighting against the powers that be when he was at their establishments. But anyway, right? He also died 240 weeks after this speech.
Come on.
That was on the 240th day of the year.
I hope y'all seeing this stuff.
Which equals 240.
You cannot make this stuff up. Numbers don't lie.
He proceeded to die 240 weeks later.
I hope y'all seeing this. It's just not a conspiracy. This is real life. Numbers don't lie. Man, do.
John Edgar Hoover.
Look.
Also equals 240.
Come on.
This is how all these characters are connected, and you bring them right back around. Mm-hmm. This was the same man that wrote that letter right to him, telling him that he needs to self-delete. Right? Also with John Edgar Hoover, right? Because Martin Luther King passed away exactly 8 months and 4 weeks before his birthday, just like John Edgar Hoover equals 84. All of these characters are playing their role together to create the story.
Damn, what's going on?
It's just a movie. It's a play. Just in real life. Just the director never says cut. It's just ongoing. They just keep feeding you characters and characters and characters. Now, let's talk about this I Have a Dream speech. Now, this I Have a Dream speech was 7 months and 13 days after Martin Luther King's birthday, which Order of Illuminati equals 713. Interesting enough, Order of Illuminati also synchronizes up with Martin Luther King Jr.'s name. Right? His birthday was also on the 20th week and the first day of his I Have a Dream speech. Just like Order of Illuminati equals 201. This man was operating alongside the Boule and all the powers that be.
Puppets.
Right? Now, after this I Have a Dream speech, Martin Luther King was killed 4 years and 7 months later. Also, his lifespan was a span of 470 months. Right? That number 47, when we know agent equals 47, we know government equals 47. He also died in the state of Tennessee, which also equals 47.
I'm telling you, man, it's deep.
He was also, quote unquote, killed by a name by James Earl Ray, which equals 47 as well. This was your hitman. This was your Agent 47. This was your hitman, James Earl Ray. This is who they pin these things on. And they throw them away. Who knows if they actually do time. But here's your hitman, Agent 47. And even the game told you, the movie, the franchise
the movie
told you that they understand this Gematria as well with Agent 47. When the letters, adding the numbers up in their most simplistic way, A being the first letter, G being the 7th, E being the 5th, N being the 14th, T being the 20th.
They know this Gematria. They put it in your face.
With the word agent. This was parallel to Rodney King as well, another person who played that role.
Yeah, it be Rodney King
causing the black trauma in the community. Right, with him being beat at the age of 25 and then him dying at the age of 47 when agent equals 25 and 47.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know there's 47 degrees in the Masonic compass. Osama bin Laden, White House, the cabal, two parties, Republican, Democrat, president, authority, framework, and government, all equal 47. Most importantly, the fact that Democrat and Republican both equal the same number,
it's telling
47, telling you that they're
the same.
Two sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
All playing to
your government.
And last but not least, Martin Luther King passing away on the 81st day of his age, just like ritual in the location, Memphis, Tennessee, both equal 81.
Hope y'all seeing it.
Flawless victory. And with that being said, that's all we have for this Martin Luther King breakdown. I hope.
So there it is. I hope y'all people are seeing this. This video is like an hour. It's an hour and 55 minutes right now. I hope you guys are seeing how these people operate. That's why when I drop videos, I do certain videos. I drop certain videos at a certain time frame because I want you to follow along to what I'm teaching. In the last video, I showed you who these elites were, and I showed you how they control everything. As you can see, with Gematria, this is how they control certain events. This is another type of game that these people play. And now after this video, what I'm gonna do a video on the KKK, and I'm gonna show you. Even the KKK is gonna tell you that these Jewish people was funding these so-called black political parties. Even the KKK said this. That's why I said this whole thing is deep. These last couple of videos, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is wake up out of the matrix. I'm trying to show you how these people really work. I'm telling you, everything in this world is a big stage. You can't trust nothing. The only thing you can trust is yourself. That's it. That is it. That's why I say turn off your television, stop watching their media. It's all controlled. And I hope you guys are seeing this. This right here is this is the Gematria. This is what these people use, and they code and do certain rituals through the Gematria. This is what's going on. These people are crazy, man. But they do all this stuff to stop us. You ever realize that they're always attacking us? Because they already know who's the aboriginal of the land. They know it's us. So that's why they gotta continue to control us, to oppress us. Because they know our power. But that's why they gotta control our minds. Because they control our minds, and then they get us to do what they want. This is what's going on. They gotta control our minds. And this is how they do it. They get these puppets, and they do all this stuff. They do all of that, and do what? Or they do the pyramids, or they do the all kind of make sudden hand movements. And they put this stuff in our face. A lot of us not catching it. This is what's going on. But I hope you guys are seeing this type of stuff. This right here exposes the type of games they play on our people. And I hope you guys seeing it. But yeah, the next video, what I'm gonna do a video on the KKK. And it's all gonna connect. These last two videos I did, it's all gonna connect with that video with the KKK. That's what I'm saying. All these videos I drop, I do it in the certain orders for you guys to understand what I'm saying. You guys can connect everything together. But yeah, I know it's been a long video, but hopefully this will wake you guys up. These people, these elites put these certain so-called black political people in these positions to control us. This is what's going on. And once I drop that KKK video, I need to do a video on Pan-Africanism. So how they control that too. I'm telling you, man, this thing is deep. These games they play, they never stop. Like he was saying in the video, the movie keeps going and the Reddit never say stop. But that's why you have to understand what's going on, and you got to see this type of stuff for you won't fall for these tricks that's being played. I'm saying this whole thing is deep. But I'm trying to show you guys, wake you guys up out of the matrix. And once I drop a couple more videos, then we're going to talk about the Bible. I'm going to debunk the Bible with the Bible. We're not even going to go into the history of it. I'm going to debunk all the stuff that the pastor taught you in church was lies. With the Bible. So a time out for all these indoctrinations and games. The goal is to wake you guys up out of the matrix. This is how you do this type of stuff. This is how you wake up out of the matrix. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully you guys understand what's really going on. I'll tell you, everything that these people do, they code these things and they put it out in place for us to fall for it. We fall for a lot of stuff because they constantly going through these different ways to get us, through the schooling, through the media. So much distractions. We gotta stop falling for the tricks and the traps. But this is how you do it. You break up from it and understand what they're using and understanding how the game is being played. This is how you do it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys stay safe. Be ready for the next video. I'm gonna jump on the KKK. Like I said, it's gonna be very interesting. I'm showing a lot of stuff that other channels are not showing in the average community. I'll show you a lot of videos that nobody else is showing you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the next video. We're talking about the KKK, and I'm gonna show you like a 1900 videos, and show you what was going on back then. This is how you understand it. But yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe. Peace.